guys, welcome back. This week we're going to be talking about why you're always broke. Now, it is true that life can get expensive. It is true that people can become ill. It is true that people can lose their job. These things do happen. However, there are millions of people that could potentially get to a desirable place financially. They're preventing themselves from getting to that ideal financial situation. And the thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to be this way. So if you feel like you're constantly broke, we're gonna go over 5 reasons why that may be the case. Number 1, and this one is a big one, you constantly worry about impressing others. And it may be friends, it may be co-workers, it may be even neighbors. If you are constantly buying material things that you cannot afford, if you are constantly putting money on your credit card that you know you cannot pay in full at the end of the month, if you are constantly buying clothes, shoes, etc., just to impress others, at the time that you're doing it, you may not see the financial damage that you're causing. However, over the long term, it's thousands of dollars that have gone to waste that you could have put to better use, that you could have used to save for an emergency fund, that you could have used to start to invest. And the most crazy thing about it all is that the person that you're trying to impress or the people that you're trying to impress don't care. They simply do not care that you even got a new outfit, that you just got brand new shoes, that you just got a luxury item. In fact, they may not even be thinking about you. And the one time that they do see you in whatever you've just purchased, within seconds, they forget about it. They continue on with their day. Yet you now have credit card debt that you know for sure that you're not going to be able to pay off in full at the end of the month. It is all about your perception, how you perceive that other people are seeing you, when in fact they couldn't care any less even if they tried. So buy the things you need, buy the things that you even want, as long as you can comfortably afford it and you're not going into credit card debt for it. However, stop trying to impress others to your own financial detriment, or else you're going to remain broke perpetually. And the second reason why you're broke is that you do not care to learn about investing. Now, this channel was created to encourage people, to motivate and to inspire others to make better financial decisions and to become more financially literate by learning about the best way that they can pay off debt and by learning about how to invest. I can tell you that personally, investing has really opened my eyes. There are many things that you're noticing that would never be possible, but as soon as you begin investing and you begin to see the true power of investing, how your money can make money for you without having your income be tied to the number of hours that you're working, it's an extremely wonderful feeling. So what I encourage you to do is to learn more about investing. There's a lot of good information available online. Investing, particularly in the stock market, is not as difficult as it appears to be. And in the financial industry, it is to some people's interest to make sure that investing appears to be so complicated, so overwhelming that you do not try. And if you truly wanted to begin investing, then you have to pay them fees so that they can invest for you. If you're like the average person, if you're like the average American and you want to invest, it's pretty straightforward and it's definitely not rocket science. So as you begin to be more interested in investing and you actually take action to get it started, the financial progress that you will make in the next 2 to 5 years of consistent investing will make it entirely worth it. Learn more about investing by looking for resources online or watching videos like you're watching this video right now. And I have some prior videos on this channel that I am absolutely confident will be of use to you. And the third reason why you are broke is pretty obvious. It's simply because you do not earn enough money. Whenever we're talking about budgeting, we're talking about allocating your dollars. Whenever you get paid, you're allocating dollars to a particular thing. You're allocating dollars to pay rent or your mortgage, your car payment, credit cards, food, etc. Generally, the way you can get the most savings is by cutting down on things that you spend the most money on. For example, transportation, food, etc. However, you can only cut back on expenses by so much. You will get to a point where you cannot cut expenses any further. If you want to have excess income, your back will be against the wall. You have to increase your income. There is no other way around it. You have to work on getting a promotion. If you have to get a higher paying job, if you have to change careers, if you have to work extra at your current job to earn extra income, whatever it may be to increase your income, that is exactly what you're gonna have to do. Because the amount of dollars that you can cut back on in terms of cutting back on expenses is limited. However, there's no cap in the amount of money that you can actually make. As long as you have the skills, as long as you're willing to put in the effort and to put in the work, you should be able to increase your income. And it doesn't even have to be a huge increase in income. It can be $200-$300 extra per month, just enough to get you to a level where you have excess income that you can dedicate to savings, for example, to an emergency fund, and eventually to investing. So if you're currently at a point where you are not satisfied with the amount of money that you're making, there's only one way to fix that, and it's to work on increasing your income. And the fourth reason why you are broke is because you keep leasing your cars. If you need to have a car as your mode of transportation, the best way to save on that would be to get a used car. However, if you're going the route of getting a new car, you should be buying and keeping a car for years. Leasing a car should not be an option to you. Unless you have some kind of business where leasing a car might make sense, meaning that it can be used as a business expense for whatever business that you're running, it simply does not make financial sense for you to continue to lease a car. Once again, so ideally, the best way to go would be to buy a used car that is very economical. However, if you want something new, you should be buying a car, paying it off, and driving it for years after it's been paid off. So let's say you're currently leasing a car and the car payment is $380. Generally, the lease is for 3 years. So after 3 years, you will have spent $13,680. That is money that you will never see again. You've paid for that car over those 3 years, but you have nothing in return because at the end of the lease, you have to turn in the car. And generally, what people do is they go on to lease a newer car. And if you keep up with that cycle, you will continuously be leasing a car, therefore continuously having a car payment. Having a car payment for years on end, especially considering how expensive cars are these days, will keep you broke. And using the example that we just used, let's say the car payment is $380 per month and you drive it for 5 extra years after it's been paid off, you'd basically be able to save $22,800 over those 5 years. And the fifth reason why you are broke is because you continuously live just for today, meaning that you do not care much about what will happen in the future financially. Any responsible adult will make sure that he or she lives today and at the same time save for the future, so that you only live once attitude will constantly keep you living for today without allowing you to secure your financial future. Yes, anyone can die at any time, and I'm certainly not exempt. However, you could also live for the next 30, 40, and 50 years. So what happens then if you do not save for the future? What happens then if you get to a point where you can no longer physically work? Do you really want to live your elder years in poverty? And that is exactly what would happen in such a case. And living with the attitude of you only live once will also negatively affect the short-term goals that you may have. If you plan on buying a car, if you plan on incurring certain expenses in the future, the you only live once attitude will have you spending more of your money without really paying attention to the future, without dedicating enough money for the short-term financial goals that you have. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not recommending, I'm not suggesting that you not live today. We all should definitely focus on what makes us happy today, what makes us happy now. However, we can still create some kind of balance. For example, if I make $100, I may live on $80 and save $20 for the future. That way you can enjoy your life today and at the same time have enough money working for you to make sure that you continuously maintain the same standards of living in the future. And I'm gonna leave you with this. If you do not learn to manage your money properly, that money will leave your hands and it will go to someone else who knows how to manage the money properly, and that person will be able to multiply that money by investing it. So it would be your loss and their gain. So consider these 5 reasons and continue to try to work on them over the next few months and years, and I guarantee you 5 years from now, you will be in a much better and much desirable financial situation than you are today. So if you didn't get a chance to subscribe, please subscribe below and hit the bell button so that you can receive notifications as soon as I release my next video. And if this video was informative to you, please comment, like, share, and subscribe it with family and friends. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.